Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Were you ever in a relationship where you had your heart broken? Everything was going great. You got along, you were on the same page, he was telling you what you wanted to hear, he was amazing in bed, and then all of a sudden, something changed. The bomb fell. He broke your heart, he lied to you, he betrayed you, he just suddenly disappeared. He turned into somebody that you couldn't recognize. Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because I've got a video for you. It's going to help you understand why everything happened the way it did. See, I totally get it. Many years ago, I was in a relationship with someone and she practically begged me to get engaged. She was one of those women who, I just want to get engaged. I just want to get engaged. And we got along great. Everything was going okay. If I had to be honest, wasn't as, now that I'm completely out, I see that it wasn't, what I thought it was. But back in the time, because I was caught up in my emotions and I was caught up in the excitement, everything was, I thought, okay. So I gave her the ring, basically, quite honestly, to keep her quiet, to figure, okay, she'll get what she wants, then we can be happy and I don't have to hear about it anymore. And then we can go and live happily ever after. And an interesting happened. About exactly a month after giving her the ring, the shit hit the fan. All of a sudden, she turned into somebody completely different. She started questioning if she wanted to get married. She started questioning the relationship. She started questioning herself. And for the next 2.5 years, my life was a living hell. And the reason why it was a living hell is because I stayed in the relationship thinking that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to support her through her stuff. And I was supposed to, be the rock for her because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Well, what I learned is that's wrong. It's okay to be the rock as long as you're seeing progress, as long as you're getting your needs met. But that's a story for another day. But what I ultimately learned was the answer to the question, why? Why did this happen? Why did she betray me? Why did she tell me one thing and then ultimately wind up doing another? And what I learned, and this is what I want you to walk away from this video, is hurt people hurt people. So what do I mean by that? See, when a person is hurt inside emotionally and they have scars, they have emotional pain that they haven't dealt with, it's going to manifest itself in some way. It may manifest itself as someone who doesn't have integrity. It may manifest as someone who lies. It may manifest as someone who cheats. It may manifest as someone who tells you what you want to hear. And it may manifest as someone who's bullshitting themselves because they don't know any better. But see, that's your job as you date someone. That's your job as you get into a relationship, is to observe a person and observe their consistent behaviors. Because in the beginning, we're all high on, well, women, you're all high on estrogen. Your hormones have kicked in, the oxytocin has kicked in, and you're just high on life. And so you're just seeing what you want to see. And us guys, we do the same, just different chemicals, different hormones. But the reality is when the dust settles and we get that back down to that baseline, we start to see things as they really are. We start to see people for who they really are. This is why I'm a big proponent in not jumping into relationships, not rushing in, not spreading your legs and sleeping with a guy that's going to make you connect with him more, and that's going to help you not see the red flags when they're there. So I know that you're watching this going, why did this happen to me? Why did he do this to me? Why would he lead me on? Why would he suddenly disappear? And on the surface, it makes no sense because you're looking at human behavior from the logical standpoint. And let's face it, human behavior has nothing to do with logic whatsoever. Just look at the world around you. Okay, we're obese and yet we go to the buffet and we order, we take a plate full of food. Okay, or we have 10 desserts, or we go to McDonald's and eat the happy crappy meal. Okay, it's not how it does. Okay, right? We're in debt. Okay, we're struggling to pay our bills, and we'll put $5,000 trip on our credit cards. Okay, makes no sense. We say we want a happy and great relationship, yet we chase the assholes, the guys who treat us like crap. Okay, makes no sense logically because human behavior has absolutely nothing to do with logic. It has to do with emotions and what drives a person emotionally, how they learn to get their emotional needs met. So what I want you to understand and what I want you to take away from this video is that if a guy hurts you, it's because deep down in him, unconsciously, there's some unresolved issues. There's some unresolved pain. And that's the way it's manifesting in the world. And here's what I want, another thing I want you to get. is it's not your job to fix him. Because no matter how hard you try to fix him, no matter how hard you try to love him, he ain't going to change. The only time he's going to change is when he wants to change for himself and he does the work to change. And let me tell you, I understand human behavior, and that's a very difficult road for a person to take, because unconsciously we learn by not changing, it's actually working for us. It's meeting our needs. It's a form of self-protection, a form of self-preservation. So I want you to understand is that you're at a crossroads in your life. You can sit and focus on how your ex screwed you over. And I get that. I was there. Or I can realize that they screwed me over once. Okay? But I won't let them screw me over twice. Because see, by not moving on, by not going forward, by not creating that awesome relationship with the right guy, you are actually letting them screw you over a second time. And what I decided back in my time is I said, I will never let somebody do that to me twice. You'll get me the first time, but I'll learn from it and I'll see what I'll do differently. And that's what I suggest you do. So that's your homework for today. I want you to take some mirror time and see, now that you understand that the reason your ex screwed you over, betrayed you, hurt you, lied to you, cheated on you, did whatever they did, was simply because they were hurt inside. And it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. But now that you know that, how are things going to be different for you? How are you going to see things differently? How are you going to make different choices? How are you going to start letting go of that pain so you can go on and create the life and the relationship that you really desire and deserve? So as always, I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your feedbacks. Love to hear your comments. It's an honor and privilege to see you. I'll see you next time. Much love.